Well, 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 well. Now, here's the thing. I personally, I feel like we were right. I feel like we were right. If you're in the chat, if you're here watching live, if you're watching after the game, I feel like you were right. Why were you right? No. Let's go ahead and have that conversation. The Denver Nuggets started off the year very poorly, defensively, inconsistent, all kind of stuff. But then many of us, including you all, said, I think the Denver Nuggets just need an opportunity. I think that as they get used to the season, as they get used to playing with each other, they get used to having Bruce Brown and KCP and all these other cats on the roster, I think the conversation might shift. So, of course, of course, the Denver Nuggets, as we predicted, and maybe their most difficult stretch of the season, at least thus far, they keep putting together wins. They keep putting together wins. They keep putting up great performances. They keep continuing to have great performances versus really, really, really good teams and really good competition. Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers did not have Donovan Mitchell tonight, who would have made a difference in the game. He definitely would have helped with their scoring. But the issue is that the Denver Nuggets, they've been playing a lot of tough defenses in the NBA over the last 10 or so games. Tonight they played the number one defense in the NBA, and guess what, y'all? They scored 121 points versus the best defense in the NBA. The Cleveland Cavaliers have the best defense in the league. The Nuggets shot 53% from the field on 43 of 81. The Denver Nuggets shot 49% from three on 17 of 35. And they shot 78% from the line on 18 of 23 shooting, plus 28 assists. And the starters were exceptional. The Denver Nuggets starters were exceptional. Players on the bench were exceptional. It was an incredible game all the way around. And right now, we are watching a team maybe start to pull away, not just from the Western Conference, possibly from the rest of the NBA. Who knows? I still think that Boston, I think that the Bucks will figure it out. The 76ers, the Nets, there's a lot of really good teams on the East. I think that the Grizzlies, the Pelicans are really good teams. But there's something happening with the Denver Nuggets where they are starting to put it on folks and like put it on convincingly. Do you realize they have like multiple like double digit wins versus really good teams? So tonight they get another double digit win. The Nuggets are sitting at 26 and 13. They are half game above everybody else in the Western Conference for the first seed, and they're tied. And they also beat the Memphis Grizzlies earlier, just a few games ago. So they got the tiebreaker over them, and they're 2 games ahead of the Pelicans, 4 games ahead of the Mavs. There is an opportunity because the Denver Nuggets have coming up the LA Lakers at home, the Suns at home, and then they're at the Clippers again. And then they got the Magic at home, the Blazers, the Wolves, the Pacers, the Timberwolves. I'm telling y'all, man, you can start to make some real separation in the Western Conference, man. And the conversation about the Nuggets will continue to shift. It's already started to shift. There's already national media. There's already a lot of pundits that are already starting to talk differently about this team. But when you get performances like you get tonight from the back-to-back MVP, the leading candidate for league MVP for a third straight year. Whenever you get in situations like this and you've got kind of performances, again, you start to believe a little bit differently because you're starting to see a little bit differently that something might be different about who we are. Something might be different about who we are. And the Nuggets right now, man, they're putting it on every single body. And tonight, the catalyst for all this is the best player in the NBA. It's the best player in the NBA. It's the back-to-back MVP. It is the leading candidate, according to Basketball Reference, according to NBA.com, leading candidate for the MVP award for a third straight year. Nikola Jokić tonight has 28 points. 28 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals. And for him, a not so great shooting night at 53.8% from two. He shot 75% from the three-point line, including an moving in transition on the right corner three-pointer over Jared Allen to start the third quarter. He was 5 of 5 from the free throw line, and he was at plus 18 and absolutely controlled every facet of the game. This is his 10th triple-double of the season. He leads the NBA in triple-doubles. He is one of 4 players I saw on Altitude Sports and Entertainment, one of 4 players in NBA history to have 4-plus seasons, 4 or more seasons of 10-plus triple-doubles. I believe it's Russell Westbrook, Magic Johnson, and maybe LeBron James. Luka Doncic obviously will be there very soon. But this is where he is. This is where he is versus the number 1 defense in the NBA tonight. Versus Jared Allen, versus Evan Mobley. They had no answers for him. None. They had no answers for what he was doing. Like, he was controlling the paint. He was getting inside. He was slashing. He was finding guys wide open. Like, the way that he was able to read their zone tonight. Because eventually, because they couldn't do anything with the Denver Nuggets offense, they decided to go zone. But then when they went zone, the Nuggets just killed him. They cooked him. They were just finding so many advantages. And they were creating so many opportunities on every given possession that even as I'm watching this very good Cleveland Cavaliers team, as I'm watching their defense, which is elite and it looked elite, there's just something about Jokić. There's just something about the Nuggets. There's just something about the way they play. It makes it so difficult. It's just the way they pass, it's the way they move, the way they work together, the way they cut together, all of it works together. And they just control the game in so many different ways. So many different ways. And I want to show y'all this, because this highlights to what I'm talking about. This highlights obviously the Jokic's greatness, but this also highlights the Denver Nuggets as a whole. And starting with their starting unit. But here we go. Read it and weep. The Nuggets offense is crazy. This is all in the last 10 games. The Denver Nuggets played against the number 1 defense today in the Cleveland Cavaliers. They scored 121 points. The Denver Nuggets they played against the number 2 defense in the NBA a few games ago, the Memphis Grizzlies. They scored 105 points. They played against the number 7 defense in the NBA, the Boston Celtics. They scored 123 points. And they played versus the number 8 defense in the NBA, the Miami Heat, and they scored 124 points. 121, 105, 103, 124. 121, 105, 103, and 124. That is what your Denver Nuggets are doing. That is what your Denver Nuggets are doing over their last few games. So, again, man, we're just starting to notice something a little bit differently. The Denver Nuggets are now 9-2. They are now 9-2 in their last 11 games, y'all. They're 9-2. That's the second best record behind the Brooklyn Nets. And the Denver Nuggets have the 5th best defense in the NBA over the course of that period. The 5th best defense in the NBA over the course of that period. Let me show you how good they've been playing. Because, again, what was the topic of conversation? Folks was telling you that the Nuggets couldn't get it done because they didn't have the defense. Well, look, read it and weep. The Denver Nuggets now have a 111.4 defensive rating over the last 11 games of the season. A 111.4 defensive rating over the last 11 games of the season, which ranks them 5th in the NBA, right behind the Boston Celtics, the Wizards, the Nets, and the Grizzlies. So this is a trend. We are seeing something. We are seeing a trend. We are seeing the Nuggets continue to pick it up. Again, another good defensive performance today. Again, albeit without Donovan Mitchell, but that's the point. Are you still able to get your job done and do what you're supposed to do? They held them to 108 points tonight. Albeit without Donovan Mitchell, but they held them to 108 points tonight. So this is what you want to continue to see. You want to continue to see the Denver Nuggets putting it together, putting on strong performances, and proving that they belong in the conversation for best team in the NBA. Proving that they belong in the conversation for best team in the NBA. So really incredible performance for them. I think that this should say a lot. By the way, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, y'all. So all my Serbians, Eastern Orthodox, everyone that's celebrating this year, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope you have a blessed, blessed year, a blessed, blessed time with your family and friends and loved ones. I'm so thankful that all of y'all are here. So Merry Christmas. On behalf of the Swipa gang family, we want to say Merry Christmas to all of our brothers and sisters that are across the land and across the world. So love y'all. Love y'all for real, man. Y'all make it all special, man. For real. You'll make the whole thing special. But this is where we are. This is where we are. So how do we deal with this? How do we reconcile what we're seeing? How do we reconcile these performances we're getting from the Denver Nuggets? 9-2 of their last 11 and playing really, really, really freaking good defense. Really good defense. Committing to both ends of the floor. Hey, man. We're seeing something. Like, we're truly seeing something. There's a resurgence. Again, tonight, Nikola Jokić in 35 minutes had 28 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists on 10 of 17 from the field, 3 of 4 from the three-point line, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 2 steals, plus 18, 4 turnovers, 3 in the first quarter. And we have the rest of these starters were all great tonight. I mean, I could spend 10 minutes on each of these players with how great they played tonight. Michael Porter Jr., 16 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 5 of 13 from the field. We're 3 of 8 from 3, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 1 turnover, plus 13. Michael Porter Jr. was amazing at many different points tonight. His defense was very good. He was connected. He was locked in. There were times, again, in the first half where he wasn't as locked in, or the first quarter, rather, but really, he turned up. Michael Porter Jr. turned up. Really shout out to him, man. His rebounding was huge, especially in that first half. They could not control the glass at all. The Nuggets could not control the glass at all. In the first quarter, the Nuggets were down 28-26. They were up 26-23 when Jokić went out of the game. But then they immediately obviously started getting beat. But in the first quarter, the Denver Nuggets had 6 offensive rebounds. But the problem is that the Cleveland Cavaliers also had 6 offensive rebounds. The Nuggets had 16 rebounds, and then the Cavaliers had 11. But they were just getting a lot of second chance opportunities, which is why they got back in the game, which is why it even went from where it was a +3 game with Jokić to now only, and they were down 2, by the time the end of the quarter kind of turned around. So they really needed to turn up. Michael Porter Jr. had a huge hand in why they were able to win this game. Again, man, having Michael Porter Jr. out there defensively, it just changes things. It just changes things for the Nuggets. It changes things for how. And also, let me also say this. Nuggets shot 23 free throws, I believe, tonight. Yep. They should have shot 32. Michael Porter Jr. was getting fouled. Jokić was getting fouled. Jokić even yelled at the referee. Didn't get a technical, thankfully, but they were just not getting foul calls. Like, the Cleveland was playing very physical. That's their style of basketball. But Michael Porter Jr. took advantage of a lot of really, 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 really good opportunities today, and he played extremely hard. So shout out to Michael Porter Jr. Great game tonight, 16-18-1. Jamal Murray, excellent game, 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists, 7 of 13 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 blocks, including a great transition block today versus Caris LeVert. Caris LeVert, freak athlete, by the way, had 2 great dunks, tomahawk and 2-handed dunk. And Jamal Murray met him at the rim, grabbed the ball with his left hand and just took it out of his hands and went right down the other way. So started to transition because of his defense, man. Really good game from him. Jamal Murray, just really solid decision-making, just really, really solid playmaking, just really, really solid was just understanding where to go, where to be, when to take a shot, when not to take a shot. And again, over 50% from the field and 40% from 3 and 100% from the line. Great efficiency. Really great efficiency. So this is a night where all of your best players, they played their roles very well. 18, 4, and 2 for Murray. Aaron Gordon, though, had 12 points and 10 rebounds. 12 points and 10 rebounds and 1 assist. 4 of 8 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. He was a +16, though, which is the second highest of all the starters behind Jokić. +16. Aaron Gordon, he was trying to take Evan Mobley to the basket. Man, he took, I think, CD Osman to the basket. Anytime somebody 6'9" and 230 pounds or lower tries to guard him in the post, he is absolutely turning into like a Zion Williamson level player. He's been incredible at the rim. He's been incredible at the rim this year. He's second in the NBA in dunks, I believe, still behind Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like, he's just been special. He really has. He's been special the entire season. Second in the NBA in dunks behind Giannis. Yeah, Giannis of all people. I don't know if I ever could have predicted or expected Aaron Gordon to fit this well with the Denver Nuggets. I truly don't. I don't know if I could have predicted or expected for Aaron Gordon to fit as well as he had next to Nikola Jokić. But here we are. The way that he is just able to control the paint, control the floor, the way that he's able to space, the way he's able to play defense, the way he's able to play defense at the rim, cutting, everything, man. Gordon is just such a perfect role player. And I mean, let me not even say like a perfect all-star role level player. Like he is a all-star. Aaron Gordon should be an all-star, but he's an incredible role player who is you're basically your fourth option, who turned into your second option, and then also was able to be your third option, but now has settled back into like a fourth, third option role. There's not many players in the NBA you could ask to play across all those spectrums, and he was able to do it well, really well. So Aaron Gordon, he's a man on a mission. He's been a man on a mission. He's a man on a mission. He's been incredible. He had another great game tonight, double, really strong, controlling the boards and such as well. And they needed him. They really needed him to be strong. So Aaron Gordon tonight, 12, 10, and 1, 4 of 8, 1 of 2, 3 of 6, plus 16. And Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, I remember when, again, we had this discussion, y'all. I remember when an athletic writer tried to suggest that the Denver Nuggets, when they traded Will Barton and Monte Morris away for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Ish Smith, that they were doing it to save money on the luxury tax. And obviously, many of us that watch the Nuggets, that know basketball, that know what they need, why would they salary cut when they're in the middle of Jokic's prime? He's about to be in his age 27 season after 2 MVPs. You think they was salary cut? And obviously, he started blocking a bunch of people and just real like, if you were wrong, you know what I mean? Just admit you were wrong. But he didn't do that. KCP has been incredible this entire year. 30 minutes, 14 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 4 of 7 from the field. 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 4 from the three-point line, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, plus 15 for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Yeah, you heard it here first. You heard it here first. Plus 15 for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Again, man, by the way, the Denver Nuggets are now tied. They're now tied with the Brooklyn Nets for the number 1 defense in the NBA. They're now tied with the Brooklyn Nets for the number 1 defense in the NBA, and it is about time. It is about time. They should be setting records this season. They should be setting records this season. They are now tied with the Boston Celtics. Sorry, the Boston Celtics. Did I say Boston? I hope I said Boston. They're now tied with the Boston Celtics for the number 1 offense in the NBA at 17.2. Their net rating also has improved, and now the Denver Nuggets are now 7th in the NBA in net rating. Now on the season, the defensive rating is, where's the Denver Nuggets defensive rating? On the season, the Nuggets have crept up to 23rd. They just dropped a little bit here. So they crept up to 23rd today. Their net rating, 7th in the NBA. Offensive rating, here, let me do all season segments. So let me do last 11 games. So basically, let's do this stretch. The Denver Nuggets now have the 2nd best offense in the NBA over the last 11 games, the 5th best defense in the NBA over the last 11 games, and they're the number 2 team in net rating, right behind the freaking Brooklyn Nets, who are just killing everybody right now in net rating in the NBA. So it's incredible. I mean, truly, that's incredible. That goes to show you the kind of move they have been making over the last few weeks, over the last month. And let me also point this out. Somebody asked a really good question, because if we're talking about Aaron Gordon, let me see. As we're talking about Aaron Gordon, he has been in a career year. Aaron Gordon, let's see if I can get there. Aaron Gordon this season, look how many dunks. I know he went up again today. Aaron Gordon on the season. Sorry, y'all, taking a little bit of time to load. Let me see. Aaron Gordon shooting. Aaron Gordon now has 97 dunks on the year. Giannis Antetokounmpo leads the NBA with 111. Aaron Gordon now has 97 dunks on the season. That only accounts, though, not only, it counts about a third of his overall shot profile. So 29% of his shots are dunks. 29% of his shots are dunks. So that's incredible. Like, that's really incredible. Aaron Gordon's been incredible. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope has been incredible. Let's see here. Let me see here, man, because let me see what Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is doing from the three-point line now. I believe he was shooting 46% on the year, but obviously, like, he's been on kind of a streak here lately. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope has a 62% true shooting, y'all. A 62% true shooting as a guard. As a guard. He has a 62% true shooting this season. And on the season, KCP, he's shooting 47.9% on three-pointers this year. 47.9% on three-pointers. He's averaging 11, 3, and 2.3, 62% true shooting, 48% from the three-point, 84% from the free throw line, and 47% from the field altogether. And then over the last 5 games, he's shooting 52.8% from the field, 67% from 3, and 100% from the free throw line. So like I said, people try to say that KCP was just a move to save money, and it couldn't be further from the truth. KCP was excellent tonight. Let's get to by the way, all the starters, plus 18 for Jokić, plus 13 for Porter, plus 7 for Jamal, plus 16 for AG, plus 15 for KCP. Dominant. Bruce Brown tonight, really good game. 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. Another 10, 5, and 5 game for Brown. 5 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, 1 steal. He was a plus 10 off the bench. Really good minutes with the starters as well. Flacco Chanchar, 5 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 2 of 3 from 3, 1 of 2 from the three-point line, -3. But again, that's okay. He played really good minutes as well. Bones Highland, 17 minutes, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 of 8 from the field, including killing Evan Mobley off the dribble. 3 straight possessions, basically. 2 of 4 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 3 turnovers. He was a -6, but he also had really good minutes. I think some of those negatives came in the first half, by the way. Zeke Naji didn't score, rebound, or assist tonight. He was a -4. Only played 7 minutes, but that's because DeAndre Jordan came in the game. And DeAndre Jordan had 6 minutes, 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. And he was 1 of 1 from the field off of an alley-oop. And he had 2 blocks, 2 really huge blocks. 1 on Evan Mobley, then 1 on one of the, I can't remember who the player was. I think it was Shepard. Shepard driving to the basket, had a nice block. He was only a -1. He was only a -1 tonight. And I think he was at -1 on a free throw. So he was basically a net neutral tonight, except for that free throw on a technical foul or a flagrant. I can't remember what exactly it was. I think it was a flagrant because he accidentally hit Shepard in the head. But it was just a really good game from the Denver Nuggets tonight. They held Darius Garland in check. Darius Garland tonight had 21, 4, and 8, but he was 8 of 20 from the field, 40%, 1 of 6 from 3. He was a -15. Jared Allen, 13, 9, and 1, -18. Evan Mobley, 12, 9, and 4, -3. And then Karis LeVert, 22, 4, and 3, -12. Isaac Okoro, 3, 5, and 2, -13. So there you go. The Denver Nuggets, man. The Denver Nuggets are making some things happen. They're playing really well. They're playing strong. They're 9-2 in their last 11 games, and they played against a very, very good to elite level competition. Granted, again, you would like to see Donovan Mitchell out there tonight, but that's what you had to do. You had to come in and get a victory, and you took care of business. But the good news is the Denver Nuggets are getting ready to play against the Los Angeles Lakers. They lost. I think they've lost 2 games to the Lakers. I can't think they're 1-2. One of those games, they didn't have a single point guard to play the rest of the game. Bones-ish. I think Murray might have been playing, but then they didn't have a backup point guard. And then this last game, just an utter mess. Lost. Thomas Bryant went off. That way everybody called it the Thomas Bryant game. So a great opportunity. You get 2 days off. and then you got another great opportunity to get another win. You can hold yourself with the Western Conference leader and maybe the best team in the NBA. Swipa Gang, hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Follow me on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok. We're growing. We're on the way to 10,000 subscribers on the channel, y'all, as well. So make sure y'all tap in. You know what time it is, y'all. I will see y'all soon. We out.